So in the last class, we were talking about exit status. So what is the importance of exit status in shell script, and also what are the exit status we have? How do we get the exit status, and all we discussed. And in this today's class, we are going to talk about quotes. Okay, what is the importance of quotes in the system, and what is the difference between single quotes, and what is the difference between single quote and double quote, and what is without quotes, what is happening, what is the importance of them. Let's talk about. Okay, so we already knew the a command called echo command. So echo command, whatever the input you give, so it just prints on the output screen, right? So here I'm giving the input as echo hi, and I'm getting the output as hi on the screen, right? So this is pretty much fine. But let's say if I'm giving anthracite character to the echo command, I'm supposed to get the anthracite character on the output screen, but whereas I'm getting something else, right? So what is happening here? So you need to understand what is happening. So what is happening is, as anthracite is a special character, right? So there are certain special characters available in your shell, okay, which are treated as obviously called as meta characters or special characters. So some people call it as meta characters, some people call it as special characters, or whatever it is, the meaning is same. So what they does actually, what is happening whenever you are using those characters? Those characters, whenever you use without codes, it enables the special meaning. It enables its special meaning. The regular characters you have is alphabets, numbers, and underscore. Only these three things: A to Z, alphabets, 0 to 9, numbers, and underscore. Only these characters are normal characters, and rest all the characters whatever you have are special characters. So we're already dealing with some of the special characters. So one of the special character we already deal with is dollar. Okay, so dollar question mark. So we're supposed to get dollar question mark to be printed on the output screen, but we're getting something else. So how we are getting that particular? Why? Because dollar is a special character. Likewise, you have so many special characters, so each and every character has its own special meaning, right? So you come to the anthracite character, whatever we're talking about, echo anthracite or star, we can say. Okay, so here you need to understand one thing. So this is pretty basic thing, and you might not be aware of this particular point. Okay, so this is pretty interesting point even. So how the inputs are given, or how the inputs are working to any command. So I'm giving a cp command, and to the cp command I have to give file1 and file2. So this is the basic syntax of your cp command. So how cp command is working here, you need to really understand this one. So this cp command, what you assume is cp command is actually taking these particular inputs. No. Okay, these particular inputs are actually given. So there is a difference. Of course the flow is always same, but there is a difference. cp command is not actually pulling the inputs given to that particular command. It is actually given by the shell. So who is giving these particular inputs to the cp command is your shell is going to provide the inputs. This point is very important. Why? Because with our scripts we are also going to talk about taking the input from the user, like how cp command you are providing as an argument. So we'll definitely talk about that particular point. Okay, so definitely talk about that particular commands which are responsible of taking these particular inputs. So at that particular point of time you will clearly understand. But okay, so these inputs are given. These inputs are given. So who is giving? Your shell is giving. Now you come to the same situation with echo command. So echo star. Now this particular star is not taken by echo command. If echo command is actually taking, it will take the anthracite character and prints the only anthracite character. But echo command is not taking here. So someone is giving this particular star to echo command. Okay, while giving the star, it is actually they are not giving, like shell, as I just talked about, file1 and file2 are given to the cp command by using by shell actually. So here also the anthracite character is going, this particular anthracite character is also given by shell to the echo command. But while giving there is an additional substitution is happening. There is an additional substitution is happening. So what is the substitution is happening over there is star matches with every character. Star matches with every character. So it is matching with all the files which are there in that particular directory, and that particular list of files are given to the echo command, and echo command is finally printing. So at least I'm definitely sure you might be aware of something like this. So ls-l start.log, at least you might be using this particular, at least some kind of, okay, listing by using some extensions like .log or .sh or whatever it is. Okay, so you are, as if your thinking is actually ls is listing only start.log files. No, that is definitely wrong. Of course ls command lists, but ls is not actually listing the files which are ending with .log. Your shell actually checks all the files which are available in that particular directory, and it matches which are the files ending with .log, and those files are make as a list, and those list is given to the ls command, and finally ls command prints the list of files. That is what happening. Okay, that is what actually happens. So there is any special character, your shell, so whenever you hit enter, what happens? Your shell is going to take that particular input and it sends to the kernel. So in the very first class I have told you this particular layer of shell in the operating system. So your whole and soul requirement will be taken care by your shell. So here the same thing, you are executing a command, your shell takes your command, it does what it needs to be done, okay, and performs you and gives you the output. Okay, so here that start.log is not actually replaced by your ls command, it is being replaced by your shell, and the list of files are given to ls command, and ls command prints something on the output screen, what are the files are there. Okay, so here you have some files which are ending with .sh. So if I give ls-l start.sh, okay, so you can see they are getting. So if I use echo start.sh, so you'll get only the list of files ending with .sh. So here also you are using .sh, and here also you are using .sh. So in both the cases actually your shell is replacing a star with all the possible matches and giving the input to the echo command in the case of echo command, if it is giving to the ls command in case of ls command, right? Now as we are talking about echo command here, okay, so not only with echo command, as for the demonstration purpose, so we usually talk about echo command because it is going to be simple for you to understand the requirement. Now if there are any special characters, what you need to do, okay, and let's say you talk about echo command and you want to give the special characters as it is as the input to the echo command, as is, okay, you don't want to replace. What you need to do is we are going to disable the speciality of the special character. We're going to disable the speciality of special character. So how we are going to disable the speciality of special character is by 3 ways. One is backslash, and the other one is single quote, and the third one double quote. So either one of the way, okay, so you can actually disable the speciality of special characters. Now let's see with backslash. So if I have any special character, if I would like to disable the speciality, I will especially tell to the shell that escape this character, don't read it as a special character. I'm forcefully telling to the shell that, okay, so don't read this character as a special character. So I'm just using backslash to disable the specialty. Now you get as is, because you are forcefully telling to the shell that this is not a special character. Okay, so this is important. If you have any questions, so you both have mic issues, put the question in chat room. I will explain it if I find any questions. Okay, otherwise I'll be continuing. So considering that you're okay with whatever I'm telling you, right? Okay. Now assume the same situation. Okay, so you have multiple special characters or something like this. So I have 4 star characters. So each and every star is actually getting replaced with all the files. So if you have multiple special characters, go and use multiple backslashes. You are going to get it. So assume you want to consider only first 3 characters as normal characters, whereas you want to treat the 4th character as special characters. Yes, you can go with. Okay, so likewise, you can disable the specialty of any special character. Now, let's say as you're having so many special characters, if you don't want to use backslash again and again, you want to make your job easy, so then you have a quotes actually. Okay, so with single quotes, there are no special characters treated as special characters in single quotes. All characters are treated as normal characters. Okay, so theory what it says is, so if you use something in single quotes, every character you use, doesn't matter whether it is a special character or a normal character, everything will get escaped. That is what theory says. So that's the reason you don't have any special characters in single quotes. So whatever you give, you get as is. So there is a certain problem with single quotes. What is this particular problem is, let's say I want to go with echo command. So today date is, what is today's date? So something is, it is 2016 year, 07 and 26. So this is the standard format. Okay, so pretty clear. So whenever let's say I'll write a small script. Whenever I execute this particular script, I want to get the date, that's all. bin/bash. Of course, you can use date command, but I want to print some message, let's say, good morning. And then I want to print the date. Assume some basic understanding of scripting, that's all. So today date is 2016 and 07 and 26. I'm just saving it. Okay, or let me write some statement. This statement may be confusing for you. Let me write echo. I don't need script actually. I'll write it on the command line. So echo, so something like logged in user let me write the same thing, sorry. Today date is, okay, I want to execute a date command. So I want to execute a date command, so I am putting it in command codes. So these are not single quotes, these are not command code, double quotes, these are command codes. Okay, now what happens? So shell is going to provide this particular input to echo command. While providing the input, so it came to know this is as a command. How it came to know this is as a command? Because you have given certain something in quotes. Now if you give enter, so actually date command will get replaced and you have this particular input given to the echo command completely. So it got replaced and the complete input is given. So let's say if it is confusing, I'll use %ls in a standard format. So today date is this way. So let's say you want to go with quotes. Okay, so if you use single quotes, what is going to happen? You'll get as is. Why? Because there are no special characters in single quotes. Whatever the input you give, it directly gives to the command. Doesn't matter whether there is echo command or there is ls command or there is a cat command, doesn't matter. The input directly goes to the command. Now that's the reason. Okay, so this is strict quoting. Okay, so this is single quotes are very strict quotes. Nothing get replaced in, or nothing is a special character, or any character is not a special character in single quotes. Okay, Let's go with double quotes. So what is double quotes is nothing but double quotes provides a small flexibility. What is it is going to provide the flexibility is it allows you to use dollar as a special character and backquote, the quote which we have just now seen. Okay, so this is to access variables. In the variables class you'll understand, and this is to execute commands. Only these two characters are treated as special characters. And assume you want to disable the specialty of these special characters also. Yes, it is possible, again by using $. But it is not, backslash is not a special character. It is only a special character if you include with these two characters, that's all. If you include with these two characters, only to escape these two characters, backslash is treated as a special character. Okay, so only these two things are treated as special characters in double quotes. The remaining characters are treated as normal characters. Treated as normal characters. See. And also you want to execute something like let's say I want to access a variable, logged in user is equal, I just want to check the user. You have a variable user variable, sorry, spelling is wrong. User variable, the user variable got replaced with SB45 because I'm the user, logged in is SB48. Uday, what is the difference between variable and a character? Variable is a name assigned to a set of data, that is different, and characters is regular characters, whatever you use. Okay, so this is okay the difference between single quotes and double quotes. So whereas if I want to disable the specialty of these characters, again I'll go and use backslash. Now you get as is because I disabled the special character by using backslash. And okay, so and also you need to understand, okay, so the last point here, quoting rules and situations. So there is no straight rule that you have to use only a single quotes and you have to use only double quotes. No. So let's say I want to use okay, so single quotes and I want to use double quotes. Yes, it allows you. It is not going to restrict anything. Okay, so there is no straight rule that okay, so you need to use only single quotes in a line or double quotes in a line. No, you can use both the things combined, and you can also combine without quotes and quotes also. Okay, so there is no absolute rule that okay, so you have to use this way. No, you can go with any of the way, which all the if the syntax is fine, it allows you. That's all, to any other command. Okay, so now you just go back to our echo command, whatever we have discussed. Okay, so echo -e. So whenever you use -e option only, and also I just told a point that okay, so whenever you go with echo -e option, always go with double quote. Okay, so then only you are getting output. So if backslash is treated as a special character, so it still has to escape the special character which is n, but it is not actually. So /n is treated as an escape sequence only, but not like it is not escaping. But without quotes, it will not happen. So /n is treated as /n is not at all treated as escape sequence, whereas /n is always treated slash character to escape the next special character. Even we can get it without quotes. So we have a special character which is backslash here, and to escape the backslash character, so you have to use one more backslash. If you don't want to use quotes, how can you disable a special character? So you can use a backslash. So the first backslash is escaping the next backslash character, and the input becomes like this. So what it is actually /n, and it becomes by, and this input goes to the echo command, and echo command will know that, okay, so slash n is an escape sequence, and hence you are getting a new line character after hi. This is the story behind, okay, so I told you to use double quotes. Why I'm especially, okay, telling you to go with double quotes is, in case if you have any variables you access in the inputs, okay, so if you are using double quotes, it is easy, or it's not easy, those will get replaced whenever you go with double quotes. I personally, okay, always use double quotes most of the time, unless I feel this, okay, this is a straight input, I want to go with the command, I'll go with double, single quotes. Otherwise, always go with double quotes. Okay, so this is the simple thing about quotes. Any questions till now? Okay, so the next important thing we have, okay, so in the basics, see what all we're talking about is basics, okay, very basics, okay, but I'm trying to make the basement a pretty, I mean, in a good way, so that you can understand the scripting parts very easy. Okay, I'm not touching the commands, whatever you use in your day-to-day job. I'm just only making a pillar kind of thing to construct a scripting kind of thing. That's all. Okay, I'm putting you the base things which are actually makes the difference when you start writing the script. Okay, so you go with shebang, it is important, you have to print always. Okay, and you go with redirectors, obviously you need redirectors whenever you go with any scripting. Okay, so if you want to store some information, okay, or you don't want any output, okay, a lot of situations you have, all those we have discussed over there. And 5 important things we talked about. Exit status really important. Okay, and quotes is also the basic thing. Okay, you need to understand whenever you go with scripting. Okay, so you might be seeing all the time single quotes, double quotes. Okay, at least now you are sure what is the difference. Okay, now and after that we even talked about the communication. Okay, how do you send the communication to other users, and how do you send an emails? Okay, all those things we have talked about. And the next important thing we have is filters. Okay, so what is the purpose of filters? What is a filter basically? Okay, so you go with let me show you an example. I have a file called as ls var log messages. Okay, so this particular file, okay, if I cat, so let's say if I cat this particular file, oh, this is not okay. Let me do it as a root user, that's all. Okay, so if I cat this particular file, you see hundreds of lines are going on, right? So if I just want to count how many number of lines are there, if I simply see 2666 number, okay, 2666 lines, and all these lines I'm not at all interested. I'm not at all interested in looking each and every line, but my area of interest and my requirement is to look certain lines having a certain word, okay, or having a, if you take this particular file, or having a certain date or certain time, basically it's a string only. Okay, so your area of interest is to get only few lines, not all the lines, based on different criteria. Okay, so how do you get those things? So how do you get is by using different criteria, and by using those different criteria you have different commands, and we'll talk about one by one of those commands. So let's talk about the criteria. So I just, okay, I usually I mean divide these particular requirements in 3 criteria. So the first criteria is line number based, and the second one is row based, and third one is column based. Okay, so every line, so in this particular cat command, okay, so you see word count hyphen l, it is having 2666 lines, and each and every line has a line number. Obviously, if you want to check, you have an option cat hyphen n. Okay, So it can show you all the lines with line numbers. Okay, at the starting you can see it is showing with line numbers, right? So based on line numbers, if you want to go, yes, that is possible. And row based, so row based is nothing but, so you already knew what is row based is, this is row based. And okay, so if you want to filter the output based on rows, yes, it is possible. Or if you want to filter the output based on columns like this, yes, it is possible. So all filtering is possible with different commands, that's all. Okay, now let's talk about, okay, so based on line number. So if you go with the line number, so we usually have two commands, head and tail commands. Okay, so how do you filter the output based on line numbers? So let's say I have 2666 lines. Out of that I want to get log messages. Out of that I want to get only top 10 lines. My interest is only top 10 lines. So if I simply give head, I get the top 10 lines. If I want to have a 15 lines, so I have to use -n 15. So you have an option with head command, so which is -n. So with -n option you can get it. Now if you, the same situation with tail command. So tail command is last lines. So at least this is the basic things, you might have known it, all these things. So tail, so it gives the last 10 lines, and if you need certain lines, so let's say I need only 5 lines, I'll give tail -n5, I get the last 5 lines. This is pretty simple. But now the requirement comes, okay, so like this, I have a lines from 1000, okay, so 1 to 2666, whereas, okay, as an interviewer I can put a question like this. Okay, so if you need to get a lines from 500 to 600, okay, so you have thousand lines, doesn't matter. Okay, so we have 2666. Out of these lines, if I would like to get the lines from 500 to 600, my interest is only 100 and line, okay, 101 lines. Okay, why? Because if you subtract, oh, okay, so considering, okay, so considering the line number 500 also, so that calculation, it is 101 lines. From 501 to 600 is 100 lines. From 500 to 600 is 101 lines actually. Okay, so how do you get those lines? The question goes like this. So any answers from you? You have a lines from 1 to 2666, whereas my area of interest is only to get the lines from, with the line number from 500 to 600. So how do you get it? Any ideas? Let me tell you. So let's say if I would like to get, okay, I'll take only 20 lines, okay, because 100 lines is very big to handle in the output screen. So I'll just take only cp/var log messages to /tmp. So cd. So word count. So you have 2688 messages, and out of these, let's say my requirement is to get from 10 to 20. Okay, so what I will do is, so head -n, or if you want to see the line numbers, so cat -n messages and head -n 20. So now I got 20 lines, but my requirement is to get from 10 to 20, right? So I'll pass this particular output to again tail command. So tail is going to give you the last 10 lines, but you are getting from 11 actually, but my interest is to get from 10. Okay, so I'll use -11. Okay, now you got the lines from 10 to 20. So this is how you filter the output based on line numbers. So I'll show you another command also to get the, okay, so filter the output based on line numbers, but I'll talk at later. That is SCD command. But as of now, you have head command and tail command, and by combining those two commands, you can get the range of line numbers in a file. Okay, so the questions will be in interviews are very simple. Okay, you really need to understand how do you approach it. That's all. Okay, so most of the people, I myself personally doesn't expect an answer from you. Okay, so we always usually see how your approach is. Okay, whenever you have a situation, how you handle it. That's really important. Everyone doesn't know everything. Okay, so just we need some approach. At least you have a situation, at least you will be in a position to handle that particular situation. Now, so the next command we have is, okay, so based on row based, okay, so based on row based is Uday, if that is a directory, that is not possible. Okay, so if you are using tail hyphen f, that's a different requirement. Okay, so you are following a file. If you want to see what all the updates happening to a particular file, you can follow that particular file by using tail hyphen f. So as I might have already told you in the starting of the classes, okay, so I'm not going to talk about any of the commands, but yet I'm talking about some commands which helps you in scripting, but I'm not going to talk about each and every option for each and every command, because this is not Unix commands class. This is shell scripting class. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about each and every option. So if you have any questions about any command, you always refer with man command, and there it was clearly explained, right? So hyphen f option is to follow, and if you want like to see any file which is growing, means new content is getting added continuously. If you would like to see it live, okay, what all getting added, we go with tail hyphen f option. Okay, but tail hyphen f option we never use it in scripting. Okay, so that's the reason I didn't touch that option. Yeah, no problem. Now the next one we have is, okay, grep command. Okay, so grep command, how do you filter the output? So with grep command, you filter the output in a criteria which is row based. Okay, so how do you filter the output in row based criteria is the basic command you have is grep command, and with grep command, how do you approach to filter the output is by searching a word and getting those lines. By searching a word and getting those lines. So how you go with row based? One criteria we already seen, that is line numbers. The another criteria should be searching a word and getting only those lines. So I'll go with a file called as etc password. Okay, I hope you are familiar with this particular file. So etc password is the file which has the list of users, which are the list of local users in that particular system. Okay, so this this terminology is important, which are local users, okay, in that particular system. So let me copy or I'll take only top 10 lines of that particular file etc password, and I'm going to put it in /tmp/password. Okay, so let me go to cd/tmp. So you have a file called as password file. It has only top 10 lines. See, all these syntaxes we already talked about. So we know head command, and with head command we have a file, we'll get top 10 lines, and I'm redirecting the output to a file. So by using output redirector, all these things we already knew that. Okay, now so here I have 10 lines. So on these 10 lines, so let's filter the output. Now the basic syntax of grep command is so grep and whatever the word you want to search and whatever the file you are searching. That is a simple syntax. Okay, so we don't have a file here, but at least grep the word you would like to search and the file you would like to search in basically. Okay, now so if you give grep root from password, so we're in a temp directory. I'm not using etc password. I'm using only a password file which I just created now. So grep root from password, I'm getting only 2 lines, but in total how many lines you have? You have only 10 lines. Okay, out of that how many lines you are getting? You are getting only 2 lines. Okay, now this is simple. Okay, so grep root from that particular file. Now with the grep command, okay, so grep is the most beautiful utility available in Linux and Unix operating systems, which makes your job really easy. Okay, now if I would like to search multiple words, you don't have this particular concept in Windows. Okay, so you take Notepad or you take whatever the software you have in Windows operating system, they can search only a single word at a time. You cannot search multiple words with a single operation. It's not at all possible, right? So now you can do that with grep command. Okay, so you're searching a single word from a single file. I'm going to search multiple words from multiple files or a single file. Okay, so let's talk about single files but multiple words. So how can I go is -e root -e stands for that is the first word, and another word -e. Let's say I want to search for ADM and the file is password. So here you can see you're getting the lines wherever you have root, and you're getting the lines wherever you have ADM also. You can clearly see that those are highlighted even. Okay, say normal grep command will not directly, it will not highlight you these syntaxes. Okay, so but I alias this particular grep. So if I use type grep, so grep is actually alias to color option. So that is the reason as the word root found, you are getting those highlighted color wherever the root is found. So if I directly use bin grep, okay, without any alias, and if I use like this, I'll not get any colors. Okay, so if I would like to get any color, so what all I can do is hyphen color. I have to use that particular option, and also you have something called as equal to auto. So what are the auto colors you have? Okay, now there is another way of getting multiple. I mean multiple words. There is another way of searching multiple words. So how do you search is by using capital E also. Okay, so capital E is nothing but we call it as extended grep. So here I want searching for root and the other word is ADM. So the two different words are delimiting with pipe character, and the file is password. You get the same thing, obviously. You get the same thing. Now let's say my file is having thousands of lines. Let's say I have 2 lakhs records, okay, in a file. So assume I have a 1 million records, 10 million records. Okay, so with those many number of lines, your number of words searching also might increase. Where number of words searching might also get increase. Okay, so let's say I want to search 100 words from 1 million lines. Okay, that is 10 lakh lines. So that is going to be a little huge actually. Okay, so I cannot go and put like this. Okay, so I cannot go and put word 1, word 2, word 3, word 4, word 5. I cannot put 100 things. Okay, let's say I put 100. So tomorrow my requirement became 200, 300, 400. My grep command is not going to work. Our grep command or especially -e option does not work. If these characters crosses more than 256, your grep command is not going to work in this situation. So still I can handle that particular situation with grep command by using different options. So my approach has to be a different way. So straightforward way, it's not gonna work. Okay. So you have another option which is hyphen small f. What is small f is nothing but, so I'm going to put all the words whatever I want to search in a file called as some file. Okay, I'm going to put root and adm. So these are the two words I want to search with grep command. So I'll use grep hyphen f. There is no mandatory thing to okay, there is no mandatory thing that this file needs to be ended with .grep. No, I'm just giving for you to understand, that's all. So search.grep and the file is password file. So you get the same thing obviously. You get the same thing. So you have multiple options with grep command. Okay, so we're going to talk about few more options which are available in grep command now. So till now you're searching a single word from a single file, multiple words from single file. If your requirement is to search a single word from multiple files or multiple words from multiple files, so how do you do that? So grep root from, okay, so let's say I'm giving etc password and also I'm giving etc group. So I'm taking two files. So here you're having root word in these two files. Okay, so in etc password this is one entry and etc password this is another entry, and etc group this is the entry. So you are getting file name colon output, file name colon output, file name colon output, right? So if your requirement is to get only output, okay, so I'll go with small h. If my requirement is to get only output, doesn't need what all the files are there. Okay, I'll go this way. Okay, or let's say if you want only the list of files which have that particular word, use hyphen l. So let's take another file, etc host actually. So host doesn't have a word called as root. Okay, if I would like, if my requirement is to get the list of files which is having a word root, it's pretty simple now. I'll use an option hyphen L because I don't bother about the output. My requirement is to get the list of files which is having a word root. Okay, so like this, okay, you handle multiple files in grep command. So we have seen grepping a single word from multiple files, and also you can give multiple words. We already seen how do you give multiple words. You use hyphen small e or capital E or small f. So either of the way, either one of the way, you go and use that option to give multi-line output, multiple words to search in multiple files. Okay, now so I'm giving grep root from password. Okay, I'm getting two lines. I don't want to get the output. I just want to see how many lines are actually there. I'll simply go with hyphen C. Okay, so most of the people might be using word count hyphen L. So why do you use another command? So grep has an inbuilt option. So you simply use that particular option. Why? Because here you are using two commands. Okay, so two process IDs gets created in the backend in the system. Okay, so you are at least using 0.000 some x resources, and there is at least the same thing 0.00 some x delay in running the command. Why do you want to make it? So if 10 0.01s become 0.1 and 10 0.1s become 1, okay, so there is a 1 second delay, okay, as you go with more number of commands. Okay, so there comes the performance issues. Okay, whenever you are writing a large scale script, performance matters. Okay, so you need to keep those things in mind. Okay, so the best script should be considered as number of less commands you have used to do the same requirement. If a person is doing 20 commands to do the same thing, same job, and whereas another person is doing only with let's say 14 commands, I would prefer 14 command script rather than using 20 command script. because the requirement is same, and he is able to, his script is better logical script, I can say. Okay, if you are from a mathematical background, okay, at least you would have come you would have come with a mathematical subject called as trigonometry. Okay, so what trigonometry tells you is logical. Okay, so logics only it teaches in trigonometry. So same problem will have multiple solutions, right? So you need to go and apply the same kind of thing. So better logics. Okay, always need to go and find the better logic. Use less number of commands as much as possible. Now, and you have a lot of options with grep command. Let me see in man page. Hyphen ef, so yeah, hyphen v, hyphen I. Let me do this. Let me create a file. So something, okay, I'm just using here. Now, combinations of ABC I have used, nothing big deal. So cat patterns, okay, so you have so many things. And if you give cat hyphen and patterns, you'll see how many lines are also there. So total 7 lines are there. Now grep ABC from patterns, what's going to happen? You're getting only 2 lines. What happened to the remaining lines? So remaining lines is also having a word ABC. Okay, so why you are not getting that particular lines? Why? Because grep command by default goes with case sensitivity. Okay, it goes with case sensitivity. Now, if you would like to enable case insensitivity, you go with hyphen I option. You go with hyphen I option. Now, another situation. Now, I would like to get, okay, so only the lines which is having ABC, or lines having an exact word ABC. So you know English is a kind of language where you'll find word in a word. Here you find word in a word. Okay, so you take aeroplane and you have plane. So you have plane in aeroplane, right? So you have two words mixed. So if you would like to get exact words, I would use hyphen W option. And if I would like to enable case insensitivity, I use hyphen I option. Okay, and another option also you have, so which is hyphen X option. So what is hyphen X is nothing but if you would like to have a word, or if you would like to have a line having that particular word whatever you are searching, means the complete line should have only one word whatever you are searching. So I'll go with hyphen X option. So you might not see much difference here, but yes. Or if I change the patterns like this, now you see the difference. So if I use hyphen W and hyphen I, so you are going to get all these things. Okay, but if I go with hyphen X option, you'll get only these two things. Why? Because I'm having ABC in this complete line. Yes, that is what I'm searching. I want to have ABC in that particular line. I should not have any other space also should be there in that particular line. So that particular exact word, whatever I'm searching, that word should be there. That's all. Okay, so in that case I use hyphen X option. And so you can use hyphen Y option also in case of hyphen I. Okay, so both are same. And hyphen count we just seen, hyphen small l we have seen, and hyphen Q, hyphen S not required, that's fine. Hyphen H we have seen. Yeah, hyphen AB options finally. Okay, so let's say grep root from password. /tmp password, and after searching the word root, my requirement is to get the next line. So I'll go with -a1. So the operator is the last line, it doesn't have a next line, so that's the reason you didn't got it. Okay, so if you would like to have a before line, so I'll use b1. So I'll go with before line. Okay, so that is how use grep command to filter the output on the output screen in row-based criteria. Okay, so and also you have another command, so which we usually use word count. So word count /tmp password. Oh no, no hyphen L option, sorry. So if you simply give word count and tmp password, so it tells you, okay, so there are 10 lines and 10 words and 385 characters. Okay, so if you use manspace wc, so you can see, okay, so it considers it gives number of lines, number of words, and number of characters in that particular file. Yeah, number of lines, number of words, and number of characters in that particular file. Okay, so if you would like to, so we usually use -L option only. Okay, so I'll use -L option to directly get the lines. So there are 10 lines. And some other commands, yeah, sort. Okay, so what is sort command? So let's take output of /tmp password. Okay, so or something, let me create a sort, let me create a 5. So I have 10, 5, 6, 2, 8, 9, 4, 6, something like this. There is 6 double thing, yeah, and I'll just give 1. Okay, so I have, okay, so something, a file in a unordered numbers. If I would like to sort it, I'll just go with sort. Okay, so I want to sort it as a number, I'll go with sort -n. There are a lot of options actually. If you would like to do a reverse sort, I'll go with -r. So always again, what is the thing, if you want to learn all the options, so man space sort again. So you can see a hell lot of options. Okay, so you can just go and use them. Okay, so and also it can sort even the alphabets also. It can sort out even alphabets. Okay, so sometimes you usually require this. And in this particular file, okay, so let me add some duplicates. So let's say 1, and let's say something like I want to add 6 also. 6. Okay, so to duplicate things. And now if we give sort -n, so you can see 11 and 66. If your requirement is to get only the unique lines, so you just want to remove the duplicates. So what you want to get, what you want to use, you need to use unique command. So your requirement always may change. I'm not saying it will change, it may change. Now if your requirement is to print only the duplicates, what all the duplicates were there in this particular file, I'll get only the duplicates. Okay, so a lot of requirements, a lot of situations, all the things requirement changes, you have to use a particular command which is going to fulfill your requirement, and you just go on with that particular command to use it. See, all the commands, whatever we are typing in the command line, so you can put it in the scripting, okay, and make a flow. So till now we have not touched the flow control commands, so that's the reason you may not understand the flow, but yes, still we use these commands only. Okay, so you go to etc. Okay, I'll tell you later in that particular part. Okay, so this is about row based filtering by using grep command. Okay, so it might be a little heavy for you, so we'll stop here.